Hello, welcome back to Perseverance Yoga. Today we are focusing on shoulder, neck, trapezius muscle therapy. I know a lot of people have requested this, so it's time to give your neck and shoulders a little bit of love. What you do need for class today is hopefully a foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, you can use a very large water bottle, like a hydro flask. Hopefully, it's a foam roller. I don't want you to hurt yourself on anything like that. And if you have like a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, I know a bunch of you play those sports, but we will use something like that. This is a yoga tune-up ball. As you can see, it's got a lot of wear and tear on it. Been a lot of use on this thing. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start with a little bit of stretching to warm us up, and then we'll get into rolling out self-massage. Okay, let's go. Okay, start standing, please. Your feet are a little wider than hip distance, soft knees, and spread through your toes so you can sort of ground down into the floor. Just to connect through the left and the right foot. Maybe rock front to back, exposing the soles of your feet. And take a deep breath into your belly. And right away we put our awareness in the shoulders, so we'll bring the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, relax them away. And 2 more times. And exhale, relax. And last one, shoulders up. And exhale, relax. Very good. Now, let your hands fall to your sides, a little shake to get them to loosen up here. And then we'll take big shoulder circles. So I like to keep my body really nice and light when I'm getting into anything specific for therapy, and take a lot of deep breaths, okay? Make sure you drink water. So we're going to start with your left arm, just making some big old circles here. And I am bouncing my knees to sort of welcome in the sense of gravity. Cushion the fall of the arm, if you will. So I'm going forward and back with the arm and the shoulder, and then we'll switch it out and go the other way. Keeping the arm nice and light. And make sure it's not like you're windmilling and whipping this arm all the way around. Be pretty gentle with it. All right, let's switch it out. So we'll go front and back first on the other side. Big breaths. Take this time to check in with yourself. See how you're feeling, what's going on. And we'll switch directions. Big sighs out. This is your time for you to settle in, to do the investigative work for your body, for your health, because the pain that we store is often reflective of how we're living our life. All right, so give it a little shake. Good, now take your hands to your shoulders. Big circles with the elbows here. Big circles. And try to keep it in the frame of your range of motion. So don't make it to where the shoulders come up all the way into your ears. Still make the shoulder circles, elbow circles, within the frame of the range of your motion. And we'll switch it out. Using the exhale. Elbows nice and wide, core engaged. For 2 and 1. All right, now we'll do these things called shoulder cars. It's basically a short way to put shoulder mobility. Your hand will be next to your hip, the back of the hand facing forward. Start to take the hand up all the way to the sky until you can no longer make it in a circular movement. I have my opposite hand bringing my ribs down so I don't start to back bend here. Once you get all the way up, externally rotate the arm bone so that you can complete the circle. What we want to avoid here is the shoulder creeping up. We want to keep it pretty still as you go through this motion. So here's when we typically start to lift that shoulder. Keep it down, and then rotate the arm to bring it all the way. So up till you can't anymore, rotate, and back and down. Let's do that 2 more times. Up, rotate the arm bone to bring it back and down. Last 2, or last 1 rather. And bring it down. Let's find it on the other side. We go forward, up, rotate it out, back and down, and forward, up, rotate it back and down. Big breaths. This stuff can feel pretty tricky, sticky, a little like uncomfortable. So it's okay if you're noticing like this shoulder is really trying to creep up for me. I'm going to encourage it down. We're holding on to a lot of stress and tension in that area, so try your best. Up, rotate it back, and down. Okay, now we do the same thing, sort of, but in the opposite direction. So we'll start again with that left hand. We take the hand, back of the hand facing forward, backwards this time. So back until you can't do it anymore. Externally rotate the arm bone again. So out, flip the palm up, and we bring it around and back and down. Back, externally rotate, and back, externally rotate. We'll do 2 more. Back, externally rotate. And try not to go past your range of motion again. I can't say that enough because you will start to feel little clicky, poppy sounds, and those are okay, but you want to start small as opposed to forcing yourself into anything past your range of motion. All right, let's find it on the other side. Back of the hand facing me, we start pushing. It's almost like you're swimming a backstroke. Here, flip, and do it again. Here, flip, outwards, and all the way till you can't anymore. Flip and turn, external rotation of that shoulder. Last 2. And last one. Good work. Now take your hands to your shoulders and we'll take thoracic rotations. So what this means is you take your mid-spine and you churn it like a pot. Keep your knees soft. Go in one direction. Your rib cage is circling. And we're just stirring up that butter, churning the butter. All right, let's go in the other direction. Full breath. For 2. Last one. Good work. Now come to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Let your head go and release your neck, your jaw. Give me a little shake yes, a little shake no. And here what I like to do is take my feet really wide, bend into my knees, and take my hands to the trap muscles, which are the muscles we're targeting today, right at the top of the shoulders here, onto the neck, behind the cervical spine. It's this meaty part where people typically want a lot of massage love. So we're gonna give that to ourselves and relax your head. And you go in and all I'm doing is pinching. I'm grabbing with the hand and I'm pinching, and you might even just hold, because we'll learn today that relaxing your breath and your muscles around the area where you are engaging the pressure point, which is a point of tenderness, maybe some slight pain, usually where knots are. We try to relax around it as opposed to rubbing out the muscle. So you squeeze it pretty good, pretty firmly, and just relax. Maybe find another little position to breathe into and squeeze. And relax. Good. Now I'm going to take this down and all the way to my skull and interlace my hands around the base of my skull and start to gently pull onto my neck, more so the back of my head. So hug your elbows together, and what we're doing is we're decompressing the neck and we're rounding the neck. So when I say pull, I really mean elbows in, hug the chin in towards the chest, and find that lengthening in the back of the neck. And then you can take your thumbs in this exposed space behind your skull and start to find little tiny massages with the base of the skull and the neck. Giving some space here for 4, all the way up into the base of the ears for 3. Big breaths out, 2. And when I'm talking real funny, but this is hard work, right, guys? Good. Now just let it hang. Again, little yes, little no. Excellent. And start to find a half lift. Pulling your heart forward, your ribs up and in. And step your legs back into plank. And lower all the way down onto your belly. Very good. For this, we're finding a shoulder stretch on the floor. So take your right arm all the way out. Show you what it looks like on this side. Nice, strong, long T. Bring that ear down. You can either bend the elbow or keep it straight. Bend into the opposite leg and roll over onto that side. Big shoulder stretch here. I find that when I bend my elbow, it's a little deeper. That's just me. Might be different for you. And here you really want gravity to take over. A lot of space between the ear and the shoulder. Working into the neck there as well for 4. Big breaths. Totally relaxing the body. 2. And 1. Let's come back to center. Forehead down, start to find it on the other side. Get that ear onto the floor, bend into the opposite knee, and roll it over. And I'm just encouraging my shoulder even further down and away so I can have as much space to breathe into around my neck. Yeah, big breaths. Very good. Now come back to center. Push back into child's pose. And we'll come onto the fingertips. So lift your arms, lift the palms of your hands, and work on bringing your forehead to the floor, your chest to the floor, and your shoulders down and back your body. Down and back. So breathe in here. When I inhale, I sort of float off the floor naturally. And exhale, I get a little heavier. You can sway your hips side to side, stretching behind the scapula here. Sometimes when we have tension in our neck, it's actually derivative of little muscle tightness around the base of the scapula, the subscapular muscles. So we're stretching here as well. Two more. Exhale to the right. Keep the wrists and the arms lifted. Forehead down. Wrap the triceps down, back of the arms down, and the biceps up towards the sky. So the big meaty part of your upper arm up towards the sky. Good work. Let's come to the other side and find the same stretch. Let that breath loose. You might massage your forehead down for 2. And for 1, come back to center and lift up onto your hands and knees. Walk your hands out, hips over the knees, forearms down. Puppy pose. So here you can stay right with the forearms down, the heart sinking down, the hips over the knees. Or you can do what we did in child's pose. Come onto the fingertips and aim to sink from here. Your choice. You might even take a variation of both. You might slide your heart further forward, try to bring your chin to the floor. But wherever you are, it needs to be accessible for your breath. So don't put yourself in a precarious place where you can't naturally breathe. Okay, baby? Okay. One more breath. Good. And start to roll up through your spine. Find table again. Slide the hands back. Left face below, or left hand below your face. Right hand to the hip, elbow to the sky. Turn your torso to the sky. Extend the hand so that the palm faces out as you reach it up. And then the palm faces in as you reach it forward. Big circles. So palm in, then flip it out. Sort of like we did with those big rotations earlier. And for 2. And for 1, let's switch. And hello. Palm out as you reach it up. Palm in as you close it off forward. Last 2. Last 1. Let's come to the other side. Inhale, pull the arm all the way up. Exhale to thread it underneath that left shoulder. And just like we did when we were stretching out the scalenes on the floor here, a lot of space. Scalenes are the connectors from your jaw and your neck all the way to your collarbone and your trap muscles. So spread apart the shoulder and the ear by trying to put more gravity, more weight onto that area. Be gentle with yourself, support yourself with that left arm. And if you think you could go deeper, straighten out the left leg. And then you'll really find the space between the shoulder and the ear, opening up the neck here. Breathe. 2. Yeah, get that neck all the way to the floor. And slowly start to lower the knee back down. Use that hand to unwind. All right, right hand below the face, left hand to the sky. Let's find it on the other side. I'm gonna extend my right leg right away. Oh. Sounds like Bella's trying to find her most comfy spot on the couch there. All right, so tilt the weight forward so you can start to feel the opening between the shoulder and the ear. I wonder what she looks like digging her little couch hole, her couch nest. Good, let's find 4 more breaths. Oh, hello, Bella. Exhale, knee down. Woo! That side was really tight for me. Inhale, take it up. And let's find down dog. Very good. Walk your hands closer to your toes. Bend your knees. Come up onto the tiptoes. Catch your left ankle with your right hand, so cross the body, and then lower the heels back down. What I want you to feel here is the head really low to the earth, and a nice twist, obviously across the back, but a big opening of the chest here. So peek under the armpit. Support yourself through the upper arm for 2. 1, and slow and steady, switch it out. So I'm lifting up onto the toes, catching the opposite ankle, and settling the heels back down. Peeking underneath the armpit, letting the head loose. Big sigh out. Strong, straight arm. For 2. And for 1. Come back. Walk your hands all the way to the back where your feet are. Forward fold. Grab opposite elbows. Bounce the knees and sort of find some swaying. You can go side to side, bend one knee at a time. And just sort of let loose in the upper body and the ribs. Are you having fun with it? 2 and 1. Inhale, come up halfway, slide your hands all the way to the low back. You can either keep the hands here, the elbows magnetizing, or try to interlace. Slide the fist package long. Exhale to fold and take it overhead. If your hands are at your hips still, keep the elbows magnetizing and just work from it from here. 2 breaths. Maybe big sighs, yeah? Breath is life force, so you need as much as you can get to release pain and tension that is stored in the body. All right, hands back to the hips. Let's roll up at a count of 10. Take your time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands come to prayer. And we have one more thing before we get into the rolling out. So just like we did at the beginning of class, one hand down, back of the hand facing me. This time, please take that hand to your low back so it looks like this. If you want to sit down and do this, you can do this. I'm only standing up because it was part of the transition. So that hand, we actually take the opposite ear towards the shoulder. So my right hand is behind my back, so I'm going to take my left ear to my left shoulder, which means that if your left hand was behind your back, you would take your right ear to your right shoulder. And try to breathe as deep as you can. Again, I keep my hand on my belly to encourage my ribs to stay flat, my breath to be low. It's hard to breathe deeply when you're getting into this space right here. So try to do your best. Good, and now bring the chin down and towards your chest. And inhale, take it up to the sky. We'll do that 2 more times. Down and up. Last one. Very good. Chin back and towards the chest. Unravel the hand. Inhale to lift your head. Let's find it on the other side. Back of the hand to the low belly, low back. Other hand to your belly. Shoulder head rolls down and back. Opposite ear, opposite shoulder. It's so hard for me to get a full breath when this is happening because there's just so much in here for me personally, tension-wise. All these little knots and pressure points that we're going to work out today. And it can take a long time to get into it, just so you know. Like I said before, you really want to give yourself all of the time to relax and breathe into this stuff. Chin down. And chin up towards the sky. Especially with the sensitive places like your jaw, neck, shoulders. Last one. And bring the chin back and down. Now interlace the hands behind the base of the skull. Bend your knees. Bring the elbows in. We'll round right back down. Good. Release that. Shake your head yes. Shake it no. Walk your hands forward. Come onto your knees. Okay. Grab your foam roller. We're going to go into the neck first. So we'll come all the way. Sit on your booty, feet in front. And I actually like to start with my foam roller at the mid of my back and my forearms down so that I can start to warm up the spine and all of the nerves around it. And what you want to do is just allow gravity to sort of take over. Get comfortable, breathe in. And then roll it forward about an inch. And at this point, I support my head with my hands. And my upper core is slightly engaged, but I try to relax everything else. It's at the mid of my back here. Find your little sweet spot right behind the shoulder blades. And I'm actually going to go side to side to try to target that scapula, the base of the scapula. So I'm going to go to one side and hold and breathe. Because remember, that subscapula has stuff that affects up here. If your posture is weak, those muscles will start to get really tight and short, and they'll pull your shoulder heads down. So we want to relax those muscles and elongate them. And to the other side. Right below the shoulder blade. And to the other side again. And here you can sort of minutely floss in between the shoulder blades, and then right behind the shoulder blades is where we'll target now. Find your sweet spot and breathe in. And breathe out. And your breath is enough movement. You know, people tend to want to really roll on these foam rollers, and for good reason, I get it. But your breath is enough movement. It will open up that fascia much more efficiently, much safer, in a way that's actually deeper and shows you fuller results. All right, so see how I'm starting to come into a back bend here? It's because I've breathed myself into relaxation around the foam roller. So I'm going to scoot the foam roller down my back a little bit more so I can get the full extension of the back bend here. What this will do is it will release my neck muscles and any pressure on holding my body up. Ah, I love this. Breathe as much as you can here. Very good. Now I lift my hips to get into the upper shoulders. I don't go too far up, not into the neck yet, but I do lift my hips to feel the sense of gravity, and then I hold here. All right, and as you feel it starting to open, you can start to get to the very tops of the shoulders, and that's pretty much as far as we'll go with the shoulders here, and then it'll be the neck. Now, something that I like to do that might not be entirely safe for you, check it out, go slow, see if it feels okay. Keep your elbows wide, shoulder blades together. I lift my head up and chin in towards my chest to sort of crack my back. So this is what it looks like. Did you hear that? Ooh, big release there. You should hear me do it on the Dharma wheel. I'm not going to pull it out. That thing is a huge wheel. I'll show you in a second. And it is heaven. All right, so now I'm taking it to the very, very, very base of my neck, tops of my shoulders. And I'm coming up onto my tiptoes here, just to find that extra pressure. Okay, and then I'm going to do a full roll all the way to the mid-back. And then I'm going to scoot it down and start to place the foam roller under my neck. So here we want the back rested. I'm going to put my feet together, my knees wide, just for some extra opening. And get it to where it's nice and even at the base of your spine. And we'll breathe in the center for about 5 to 7 rounds of breath. Hands on your belly to help you relax. This is my favorite stuff to do when I'm feeling overwhelmed or burnt out. I'm gonna realize how much tension we store up in the base of the skull and in the neck. It's pretty much daily stuff. Posture, computer work, stress. Keeping that bowling ball up on top of your neck. It's really quite a lot, especially over time. So I try to do this as often as possible. Big release. And it's very common to start to feel nauseous when you're dealing with pressure points because you are releasing toxins and buildup, fascia, liquid, and tissue in the body. It can start to really be a painful process, just how like healing can sometimes be painful in life, going through our difficult emotions to heal. Same thing with the body. We need to work out and hurt our muscles to get stronger. We need to stretch them and elongate them, which is also sometimes a little painful. And here we put pressure on them, almost like a diamond, putting pressure on a pearl or sand or whatever it is. Whatever the metaphor for pressure would be there. Not a genius, just a yoga teacher. Alright, now for here I actually like to windshield wiper my legs side to side with my neck still in the center to sort of twist out the torso. And see how that feels. Good, now center, and we take the neck to the right. So readjust, make sure it's right up there. And you can take the knees to the right too if it's comfortable for you, or you could actually take them in the opposite direction. Your choice. Or they can stay center. For me, I kind of like the opposite direction. It adds more weight for me. Big breath. Letting gravity do the work. Relaxing entirely. Your neck, your jaw, your upper chest, everything. Very good. Let's come back through center and to the other side. Ooh, it starts to get a little hot right where we're working. All that synovial fluid, that fascia. Breaking down that tissue. Ooh, this side's really, really painful. And you might have to move around to find your spot. That's okay. But when you do, breathe it and slow down. Hello. Hello, Missy. Down dog, good girl. Are you stretching? Oh, you said I want attention. Okay. Hello. When you take really deep breaths, you actually lift your body and get deeper into the gravity of things. When you lift your body, you add more weight to the neck, is what I'm trying to say. Good. Now, you can sort of find tiny little sections to revisit and go back and forth on, but I think we're pretty much done there. We don't want to do too much. Nice. And then just hang out in fetal pose for a second before we get into our deeper trapezius muscle and shoulder massage rolling. I actually almost forgot something, so we'll do that next. Come onto your hands and knees, and we will lower down, putting the foam roller right underneath the shoulder onto the chest. Ooh. And here, you might want to get in a position where you can rest your head on it. And if that's not really working for you, you can do it on your hands. It just might not have as much gravity. Another option is if you have a block, putting your head on the block. Some people have those really long foam rollers that this could work for. And you can even do it like we do on the floor, which this is so much more intense. It's not the actual shoulder head that is on, it's the space between the chest and the shoulder. So it's this chesty area right here. Oh yeah. Just breathe and lean into it. Try to find comfort. It's a little awkward, I get that. But just play around with your body and gravity, switch it out. Like sometimes putting a leg out helps to get my hips lower, which helps to bring my chest lower. All right, good. Other side, right in between. Relax. Let's start with rolling over first. Oof. Oh my god. This side is so painful. It's crazy how imbalanced we can be and how we can harbor different tension in different sides of the body. Because this side literally feels like I'm getting pricked with a needle. That's when you have to breathe deeper. Two. And one. Very good. All right, we're finishing it off with going up to a wall. Now, if you don't have a wall like what I'm about to show you, the other option, which is a little more tricky, is to stack blocks and use blocks. Oh no, where did I throw my ball? Oh, here it is. But this, I don't even think I have enough blocks to do this. Let me see. Welcome to my basket of fun. Oh, this is the Dharma wheel, by the way. I have all these body mechanics. And I'll get on top of this and roll it out like that. This one's much more dangerous. I've tipped over sideways and almost hurt myself many times, so it takes a lot of practice. All right, so with all of this, let's see if I can build somewhat of a... The ball is coming onto the trap, and my head is coming off to the side. And when I'm trying to aim for pressure, yeah, see, that's really challenging. So I'm gonna show you how to get that engagement up against a wall. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we'll need a ball, and you'll need a wall that is sort of like a corner, preferably not one... I have a cameraman right now. Thank you, cameraman. Preferably not one that's like this, that has like a door frame or something. Something that's clean. Forgive my squeaky floors. So we'll take the ball right onto the trap. Can you get a sort of view, an upper view? Not back here, not on the neck, right up on that very meaty part of the trap. Separate your feet wider than hips distance, bend into your knees. And you want to approach the wall pretty direct, like a parallel angle. And I'll show you on the other side. But you push the ball into the wall. I'm going to walk my feet back and take my hands to my thighs. You can even try resting the arms down. And you'll hold and breathe. Hold and breathe. Let me show you on the other side. So, ball, trap, approaching the wall, and find the stability, the support, and then hold and breathe. For a long time, for like 5 to 6 breaths. And you can readjust, of course. Find another little spot. Big breaths, big full breaths. Keep it there. What you can't see me doing right now is as I'm doing that, I might start to slowly turn my head away from the wall. So from here, I'm turning my head away. Almost to give that scalene a nice open position. And then soften it a little more. So that, squeaky, squeaky. So that one, I want you to do a long time. I love that one. Do it as long as you can. And do it maybe 2 to 3 times on different points of the trap to tenderize the meat, basically. And breathe 5 to 7 to 10 breaths. You'll love it after that. Here's the next one. We come to a wall, so hopefully it's the same wall. And you'll use the ball along the back, all along the back. This one is very fun. So I might need you to step back, precious cameraman. Perfect. And we'll bend into the knees and put the ball up against the wall and roll only until you find, a little pressure point spot. Relax. Same thing here. 4 to 5 to 10 breaths. Relaxing the muscles around the pressure point. Leaning into the wall. Oh my God, this one hurts. And for me, I could do this for an hour. And you'll notice how the tissues will start to soften the shoulders away from your ears. And it'll be easier to move your neck. And drink a lot of water. And so now I feel like I've had enough on that one. So I'm going to roll to another one. Ooh, there's so many. And like I said, it's not uncommon to feel nauseous or to have little nerves give you a little shock at some point, because I'm having one right now. Just keep your core engaged. Keep your body relaxed. And again, we're not trying to roll over things. We're not rolling things out. We're finding the pressure point and we're relaxing the muscle around it. All right, I'm going to find another one. I'm going to get a little bit under the scapula wing here. Just a little bit, not too much. I'm starting to peel it open here for... I'm telling you, I could do this one for an hour, finding all the little pressure points. But now that you're warm, you can do it. And you might have to readjust the ball at some points, readjust your footing. That's okay. And then rest your head on the wall. And now I'm going to try to get a little, and I'll come up onto my tiptoes to get that lower stuff. Oof! I don't know if you could see that, but it had a knot, and then it slipped off the knot. It felt really good. Ow! Okay, so you basically get the gist here. Just on this one shoulder, I could do it for 30 minutes, I swear. And then do it on the other side. And then we will have maybe a meditation or a savasana, or you can go about your day right after that. But drink a lot of water and spend some time doing this for me, okay? All right. Thank you. See you next time.